These type of moments right here happen all the time when you decide to play Battlefield 5. And when all the trailers came out for this game and it started to get a decrease in hype and everybody started talking trash about this game, I kind of pushed aside from all that nonsense because I believed firmly that this game was going to be a lot of fun. And I invested my cash into it and I put a lot of time into it as well. And let me tell you something, I am not disappointed at all. But now after playing it so much, I think I have played enough of the game and seen enough of the features and all the game types and everything that I can put together my judgment for this game and get a review out for you guys. So let's get straight on into it. So I'm going to start this off with the war stories because I think it would be a good idea to get this section out of the video so I can focus mostly on the multiplayer because I think that's what most of the Battlefield community prefers to play anyways, is the multiplayer over the campaign. But of course they went with the war stories, having separate stories per each section, basically different tales that you can follow. I like that idea. It's a decent idea. I played through some of them, but it's just not my cup of tea. Now don't get me wrong. The storylines are not that bad. They have some pretty interesting stories put throughout these war stories, but I prefer personally a story that will start from the beginning and go straight to the end. Just one long, good story. I think that's the best, and I think it would be awesome if they would take that route again for the next Battlefield game, and maybe actually put a little bit extra effort into the campaign as well, because campaigns aren't really the main selling point for a Battlefield game like they are for a Call of Duty game. And a lot of people can hate and say, hey, well, multiplayer is the main style for Call of Duty, but I think campaign has a huge chunk of the Call of Duty fan base as well. I mean, pretty much any Call of Duty fan can tell a good tale from any of the Call of Duty campaigns that they've played. They're that addicting and good. So I think Battlefield should probably try to put a little bit more effort into the campaign next time and make something very solid. But the multiplayer, for me personally, makes up for the war stories and the lack of extra effort in the campaign section. But your typical Battlefield experience isn't too much different from any other Battlefield experience. If you enjoy playing Battlefield, you'll probably enjoy playing Battlefield 5 just as much as any other past title. They finally tweaked the time to kill to feel just right at the moment for this game. I don't really complain too much about it. I think it's a lot of fun, it's easy to manage, easy to get used to, and you'll pretty much be able to mow down more targets as you get more used to the time to kill. At first it was a little iffy. I didn't really care for it at first, I'll be honest with you guys, because it was kind of aggravating that I was getting wiped out so quickly. But I was playing so much Battlefield 1 that my mindset is still a little mixed up on how the time to kill is with this game. I haven't played it that much until I got it on, I believe, the 15th of this month. That's when I finally was able to play this game, so I've been slowly trying to adjust still to this title. But now that I am settled in a little bit more, it's a lot more fun, and I understand when people will die, when I can stop shooting, instead of just shooting, stop shooting your gun and they're not dead on the other end and they decide to smack you a little bit, none of that nonsense. You can finish your enemies, you know when they'll die, you'll be good on the time to kill. And the way you actually manage your weapons and the attachments for your weapons is very interesting in this game. It's a lot more different than any other Battlefield game actually, because you don't put attachments on your gun. When you pick a gun like the MP40 or the STG, the gun is default. It has exactly what it comes with. The style of it will not change. You could just pretty much change the camo for each part, like the barrel, receiver, stock, your iron sight, magazine, all of that stuff you can change the color for, but changing the colors doesn't really change the skill of the weapon necessarily. There's a progression tree in this game where you have to pick specific ways to progress your weapon. Say you want faster bullets, but you would have to choose faster bullets over a better hipfire accuracy. It's things like that you have to choose, pick and choose, and pretty much make a weapon that you love personally. And I like that because not only is it a cool new feature that I haven't really seen in many AAA titles recently, but it's cool because it doesn't cost you anything if you want to restart the tree and keep going with your progression again and try a different route. You can pretty much try whatever you want on your weapon for free. You're not stuck to one side like it was in the beta when you progressed your weapon and then you couldn't go backwards and progress the other way. But now you can do that, and wherever you left off, let's say you progressed 3 times, That means if you restart it, which you have to be at level 4 for your weapon, then you can restart it over again. But if you do decide to restart it and try a different way, the first 3 levels that you already unlocked will be free. And then afterwards, anything that you haven't unlocked already, that's what you have to pay for. But it's free to pretty much go backwards and try it again. So let's say that you have all of them unlocked. You have progressed your weapon completely. That means you can pretty much restart the whole weapon again and progress it a different way on the tree for free. No money, no effort. It is completely free. I love that idea. It's cool, and I like that you can pretty much pick your play style of your weapon very easily without having to go through millions of attachments to fine-tune the weapon. It's pretty straightforward. You either want to be good at hip firing, or you want to be good at ADSing, or you want to be good at shooting long range, shooting with a bipod. It's all your choice. But talking about the weapons and such like that, I just had to add in that I feel like there's not too many weapons in this game right now, because there's pretty much 2 guns per class that overweigh every single weapon in the game. I mean, like the assault class, all I use pretty much is the STG and the Turner for long range combat. The STG for close to long, Turner long range. That's usually how I move around with the assault class. Medics, I like to use the MP40 and the Sten. Support, I like to use the Lewis gun. I still haven't unlocked the MG, but Lord have mercy on my soul. When I unlock that weapon, best believe there's a live com gameplay coming out for that. I'm so excited to get that gun. Then the sniper class. I mean, the car is a great weapon right there. There's just a very set few good weapons that you will use. And even after progressing a lot of these weapons and making them your own personal beast, this is still guns that overweigh others in this game. So I guess the point that I'm making here is that there's not too many weapons that you can use while playing Battlefield 5. There is plenty of fun to be had, trust me, but there are weapons that will outshine others, quote unquote the STG. But literally there are guns like that will pretty much be outused every single time. You can't really beat them if it's a very skilled person behind it, and the majority of the skilled people that you see in this game will be probably using that just because of the fact that it is that OP, which kind of kills the fun, because where's the fun in playing Battlefield then? I want to be able to use all of the weapons. I want to have fun with each and every type of gun that I can get in this game. But you can't really do that because the guns aren't really placed into their play style. You can pretty much use some of the specific guns for everything. Like I can use the STG for close, medium, and long range. I can outsnipe a sniper with an STG with a 3x, and still at the same time with the same STG with the 3x kill someone point blank in front of me. It kind of defeats the purpose of variation with the weapons in this game. But talking about lack of content for the weapons, there will be weapons coming sooner or later down the road for Battlefield 5. They're introducing a new thing called Tides of War, and this is probably the best thing that I could possibly talk about in this video, because it's the most influential thing I can talk about in this video for all game companies out there to hopefully follow in the future, because it really is inspirational. They have pretty much made everything in this game free. There's not even a microtransaction section yet, quote unquote yet, wait for it, just wait. But at the moment, there's nothing that you can purchase that will give you extra currency. But honestly, it's not that hard to get the currency in game. I find myself being able to buy all of these skins that they have in the shop, some of the gun skins, and at the same time still progress my weapons, tanks, planes, and all that stuff with my points. I still have enough points to pretty much do everything in this game just by playing it. And that pretty much says enough for me, honestly, with this game for Battlefield. That makes me extremely happy that they did that. And then on top of that, all the DLC is free for this game. All the maps that are coming out in the future, it's no paid DLC. So if you purchase Battlefield 5 for $60, everything down the road for this game will be free. No additional charges. Everything will be free. I can't even say that enough. I love saying that. I mean, come on now. Who doesn't want to say free, 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 free? Like, come on now. That's just, it's mind-boggling at this point, because, well, right now, in this time that we are living in, I honestly thought we were doomed. I thought every company in the universe was going to pretty much switch over to the microtransaction side. I mean, who wouldn't? It's billions of dollars to be made in that section of work with the gaming community. We pretty much all throw our money at these games and give them everything that they can pretty much possibly want. So it's great to see that EA is pretty much taking the backlash from Star Wars Battlefront 2 with the battle crates and implementing it into Battlefield 5 by not putting any microtransactions in. They have listened, they have learned, and hopefully they will continue to learn and keep those out of this game. This game it's amazing. It actually might push a positive agenda for the microtransactions in future games, not just for Battlefield, but maybe even Call of Duty or other AAA titles out there. People might start actually selling a game for what the game is worth and then give us what we want afterwards for free because, we already did spend $60 on this game. But let's chat a little bit about Tides of War and what this actually is. Well, they're pretty much going at the same pace that World War II happened, when everybody joined into the war, what happened first to middle to the end of this war. That's how they're going to pace it throughout Battlefield 5. So eventually we're going to see all these other factions joining into the war. We'll be able to play with a lot of other countries and weapons and play on a lot of different maps, all for free, of course. And I think that might be a pretty great idea. I mean, honestly, I've never seen anybody do it in this personal manner. And actually, scheduling the order of a war throughout the game period, throughout the lifespan, I should say, of a specific game. It's interesting. And I think it works with the type of game they're trying to sell, especially with the free DLC and the no microtransactions and everything like that. This is a good path because instead of just dropping bricks of DLCs, which will be multiple maps coming out for $20, another multiple maps for $20, and they separate it like that, they're going to continuously add a nice flow of different gear, weapons, and maps as the war went on. That's pretty awesome if you think about it. And obviously they're going to stick to it. If this wasn't a AAA company, I would be a little worried. I'm like, okay, so I just paid $60 with a promise that the DLC is going to be free for the next 2 to 3 years of this game. So they're going to be continuously putting out more content for free for 2+ years. It's a little sketchy, but it is EA Dice, Battlefield. They're going to do it. They're going to live up to their promise. And I'm excited to see what they're going to have out for this game, especially, as I'm going to say again, it's free. I absolutely love the challenges in this game as well. Before you go into any game, you should always pick your assignments, because your assignments will not only give you cool gear, special looks for your character, and all this other fun stuff, but it will also give you something to do. There's a lot of gun challenges and stuff like that where you can get, I'm trying to go for the gold camo for my MP40. If you follow me on Twitter, you probably saw that post yesterday or the day before. I don't know which day this video is going to be posted, but I did post about the MP40 being gold. So I'm trying to grind for that as well. And one of the challenges is to get 20 hipfire kills, an objective in one life. And that's just driving me absolutely insane because I don't really care about hip firing with the MP40 anymore. I don't usually use the hip fire trait. I actually switched over on the tree to make it more accurate while firing while ADSing. And I don't really want to switch back. I know I should probably do it so I can complete the challenge, but I'm done ranting about that. I'm sorry. This is a review, not let's talk about John's challenges. But besides the point, they are a lot of fun to do. It gives you something additional to do to the actual gameplay. So when you're playing a match of Conquest or something like that, and going around capping flags and playing with your team and stuff, it will give you a set of objectives to actually do besides the actual game mode that you can work towards to give you cool looking stuff that you can show off in game as well. I mean, what's cooler than having a golden crested weapon? It looks absolutely gorgeous. Another thing that's really great about this game is the team play and being able to play with your squads. I absolutely love the squad play in this game. It's really good, and it's a very concrete foundation to how this gameplay actually should play, and it's great. It's better than any other Battlefield game, and I think the main reason might be because they downed the actual full squad size from 5 to 4. I feel like having less people for maximum makes it a little bit more intense, and you want to group together a little bit more often instead of just having a lot of people scattered everywhere. It gets a little too much having 5 members, but 4 is very manageable, and you'll actually see, since you have less people, they'll actually group with each other a little bit more in this game. Another thing that I noticed about the squads is that I think that it plays heavily off of the new system, having to pick up ammo and health at stations when you go to flags like A, B, C, D. You have to build your ammo and you have to build your meds. And I think this new implementation into Battlefield has added a nice touch to the squad system, because now you actually see squads who are trying to work together. And that's a nice little touch, because now you see people who want to use medic, support, assault. You see everybody using different traits and actually helping one another, sticking together more, giving each other ammo, giving each other meds. Because let me tell you something. I love being medic because I get a limited amount of meds. Nothing is worse than getting shot. You have to bandage up to get back to 100%, and then now what? Now what? You have to either retreat to get another med sack, or you push ahead and you take the objective or probably die because you don't have any more meds to heal up to take over the objective. So it's very helpful to actually have squad members that can assist you to one of these traits, whether it's ammo, meds, taking out tanks, or even spotting people with recon, because you can't spot anymore. It's no more 3D spotting. The only person who can spot really well is recon with their binocular thingy-majigger, and it actually spots people when you hover over them for the rest of your team, which is very handy. It's a lot of specific traits that make each class unique and actually useful to the game now. Nothing is really left out, nothing is really not important. Every class has a meaning in Battlefield 5, and I absolutely love that. So in order to make this game fast-paced and fun and have a lot of action, you probably have to have a decent squad, so you don't have to fall back every 5 seconds to your previous flag to get more ammo meds. To be completely honest with you, when I first got this game, I thought I was going to be complaining a lot more than talking positive about this right now. But really, the only negative things are few minor bugs. I mean, not minor. So I get some bugs that will completely freeze my game at times, which is actually a little aggravating. But I haven't run into that recently. So maybe they're working on it. Maybe they're getting those out of the way. And it's a reload animation glitch, which is kind of aggravating as well, which is like it doesn't show your gun reloading, but I'm like spamming R thinking that I'm reloading, but it's not reloading. And then out of nowhere, you still have the full max. So you just reloaded without doing the reloading animation, which completely boggles my mind. It confuses the crap out of me. And it makes me lose a lot of gunfights because I think I have no ammo because it's not doing the reload animation. So I have to keep my eyes at my ammunition at the bottom right at all times almost. So it's tiny things like that. And also I watched Jack Fragg's video of him jumping over a fence and the fence killed him. Oh my god, that was hilarious. I can't believe he said a piece of wood killed him. That man is hilarious. But things like that, those tiny things, yes, they're in the game right now, but I don't think it's as bad as previous Battlefield titles. The release for this game was pretty smooth. I can't even complain. I'm amazed. Even when I got my early edition on the 15th for buying the deluxe edition, that even ran pretty smooth. I mean, it was a few crashing issues when the game first released for a lot of my friends, but after the first day, it was a smooth experience throughout, and I really like it. I like how your squad can join on you very easily. You can begin games very easily with your squad without getting separated and all this nonsense. Playing with friends in Battlefield 5 is extremely easy compared to past Battlefield titles, because past Battlefield titles like Battlefield 5, Battlefield 4, I always had the worst of times trying to get friends together to actually play this game. But the system finally works. It's very smooth. It's a lot of fun. But, I mean, there's a few bugs in this game that are irritating. The game could use some more content, I guess, at launch. It's not that much that you can mess around with. There are a lot of nice maps, though. I think I'm good for the maps for a little while. They are releasing a pretty much a tank-based map soon, all flat land, which should be pretty awesome. I'll be playing that and reviewing that and showing you guys that later on. But other than that, I don't think this game has done too many things to disappoint me besides the campaign. I would have to rank this game. Oh god, it's a hard one, because if the campaign was solid, and you have to understand, I'm ranking this game solely off of everything. It's a $60 game, and they sold it for the multiplayer and the campaign. That's what they sold it for. So, with the campaign being as it is, I would probably rate this game. Oh, it's a tough one, but I'm gonna have to rate it a 7 out of 10. That was a hard one for me to get together because it is an outstanding game, but there are a few points lacking from it. And I didn't take away more. Honestly, it should be about a 6 because of the campaign not being a complete full experience for me. But the campaign isn't what makes a Battlefield at the end of the day. In the long run, multiplayer will forever rule Battlefield. People buy Battlefield for multiplayer pretty much only, compared to Call of Duty, like I said earlier, where it's kind of split. No, a lot of people buy Battlefield to play the multiplayer. So what's going to be good for like a year or two down the road for Battlefield? The multiplayer. So this game is definitely a 7 out of 10. Once the bugs are polished off, once they start adding more content in the game, this is going to be outstanding. You have to understand, you are buying a $60 game with all the DLC for free, all the weapon skins and camo skins and people skins and all this stuff. It's pretty much free. You can work for it. You can work for it in game, and it's not that challenging. That even if they do add microtransactions down the road, so you can pretty much buy points to get these different items and skins, I don't think I'll have to do that like I have to in Call of Duty, which requires COD points, which you can't grind for. You have to actually spend real money for that to buy these stupid ass things in the shop. It makes me so angry. But in Battlefield 5, it's free. I can't believe it. This game honestly deserves a 10 for what they're doing right now, making no microtransactions. It's mind-blowing. I never thought I'd see the day. I thought the microtransaction wave was just going to continue and get worse and worse. But obviously, some people are putting their feet down, and we're not holding up for this microtransaction stuff no longer. But thank goodness. I'm final rating 7. I'm not going on any longer about that. It's a 7 out of 10. What do you guys personally think? What do you guys rate this game right now? Like I said, it's a very outstanding multiplayer experience. Free DLC coming down the road. A lot of free DLC, actually, to be exact. And the gameplay, just in general, is so much fun. They actually added a nice new flow to the Battlefield feel. And I enjoyed that. I respect that. And of course, obviously, the graphics are beautiful in this game. They're absolutely gorgeous. So, with that being said, I love Battlefield 5. I'm curious on what you guys think. Make sure you leave it down in the comments section on what you all personally think. Is Battlefield 5 a good game? Is it a bad game? And if you haven't got your hands on it yet, what do you want it? Are you going to get it? Come on now. You let me know in the comments section. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Dislike if you hated it. As always, everybody deserves their own personal opinion. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see some more content. I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. So if you want to see anything new, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification button. You'll always be notified on my videos. Last but not least, if you want to just chat with me, if you're like, hey, this guy's awesome, I would love to talk to him and actually have a whole real conversation, then make sure you come over and check out my Twitter account at JBoneTheMan. I post all kinds of stuff over there, whether it's just videos about my actual snippets from in-game content, or if I'm just chatting about Call of Duty or Battlefield. Whatever it is, you can catch me on Twitter, and you can chat with me on there. I usually always respond if you send me a message. So make sure you hit me up on Twitter. Catch me stream on Twitch at JBoneTheMan as well. And of course, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.